Hello, and thank you for this amazing opportunity, especially to speak after such an inspiration. I am humbled. When I was asked to think back to 2020, the names that I remember are Tshegofatso Phule, Naledi Pangendawu, Alexia Nyamazalo, and Olundi Dondolo. The names amongst many of women who lost their lives not due to a virus, but due to a greater threat to a female body in South Africa, a man. And the cries that erupted in our nation in response to the gender based violence pandemic made it abundantly clear that our country is at a crossroad, that silence is no longer an option, and indifference is criminal. Jean Paul Sartre once wrote, "We cannot withdraw our cards from the game. Were we as silent and as mute as stones, our very passivity would be an act." As such, as the Essay Debating Board, an NPO that facilitates world school style debating in the country, we believed it was time to add our voices to this fight. In collaboration with the Center for Sexuality, AIDS and Gender at the University of Pretoria, we launched the second edition of our essay writing competition and invited high school learners from across South Africa to submit essay pieces on gender and gender-based violence. Their works will be published in a book by the center in the upcoming months. This project is very close to my heart. As a survivor of gender based violence myself, literature has been an essential part of my healing journey. Poetry stopped being poetry the day I was violated. It became breath. It became gasping attempts to breathe while drowning. And in words and pages, I found my scar, my hurt staring back at me. I could start trying to make sense of it, start trying to understand it. Literature was my connection to those around me, those who felt it too, knew it too, the pain of a wounded body and soul. And that is the power of writing. It is a tool of healing, awareness, solidarity, activism, and change. It is a mirror of our society. And the works of these brave new voices painted a devastating picture of our country. The entries we received reflected back to us the frustration, anger, and outrage of our youth. Our authors grapple with understanding the different complex factors that contribute to this pandemic. One author looks to the past and examines the ways that South Africa's racially charged history could be a contributing factor. Others examine how the schooling environment, early childhood development, and the family structure can cultivate a culture of toxic masculinity. In one piece, a uncle reprimands a 6-year-old boy for playing with a doll, and in doing so teaches that young man to start fearing all that which is deemed feminine. In another piece titled "I Think I'm Supposed to Hate You" explores how religion and culture can also sow division and prejudice. Other authors chose to speak about the perpetrators of this violence, men. In one poem, the author comments, "Our dads are not like movie dads. Our dads rape." Another author writes a reflection of a father the day his daughter is born, as he realizes that his greatest fear is that she would meet someone just like him. The stories go on to describe the harrowing experiences of those who fall victim. In one entry titled "Crushing Flowers," the author comments, "He bought her flowers once." And this explores the complex nature of abuse, especially when it's by someone we know. Another titled "When the Children Weep" reflects on the experiences of children who are victims of abuse. One student reprimands our society's neglect of the trans community, who are often forgotten prey of this pandemic. Beyond this, there were stories of hope. One author writes that he will be the change South Africa needs. Another writes that she will pick up a paintbrush and paint on the walls society has put her in. And on those walls, she will paint strength, courage, and fire alongside delicate flowers. And even though their work might not necessarily reflect the views of the SASCB, we are so proud that these learners in this pivotal time in our country's history have chosen bravery and courage to add their voices to the solution and to, in unity, echo the words of one entry. Siyeke, siyeke. Enough is enough. Here are their works. We thank you for this opportunity.